Good morning. We appreciate everybody tuning in to this wondrous occasion. My name is Johnny Taylor. I'm the Director of Operations for the City of Winston-Salem. And here today we have Council Member John Larson of the South Ward. And I'd like to recognize him for his presence here today. And also would like to introduce Dr. Antoine Tate Good with Tate Consulting. And he's going to come up and join us as we celebrate the accomplishments of the employees here at the City of Winston-Salem. One of the emphasis here in the City of Winston-Salem is customer service. And so Dr. Good came in and provided his services to us, and he has given all of our employees an opportunity to add to the outstanding skills they have and their ability to provide customer services to the citizens of Winston-Salem. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce Dr. Antoine Tate Good. He's going to tell you a little bit about what he's done for us. And then we're going to present awards to these wonderful employees who have taken their time to better themselves and provide you with the best possible service they can give. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Taylor. Thank you so much. Thank you to the City of Winston-Salem. My name is Dr. Antoine Tate Good. I'd like to start off by saying, first of all, I was just thankful for the opportunity to share some skill sets from a little small leadership company. Tate Consulting has a mission to change a life, one person at a time, through leadership training and development. I also like to say, in times of crisis, you're supposed to lead from the front. In times of comfort, you lead from the back. So we believe in leading from the front, and we're thankful for this opportunity. So we created 2 courses, right? World-class customer service. And we created a second class called the Successful Business Writer. So I'll start with world-class customer service first. So world-class customer service, that's about how do you showcase your talents and your abilities, not only for you and your team, but for the city and for your community. So the course created something very special. The course disclosed 16 different solutions. So the first solution, you had 16 opportunities for time management, 16 opportunities for innovation and technology. Very unique course. We talked about soft skills. We talked about the importance of creating a high-performance team. We talked about world-class customer service. We talked about teaming. Very unique course that you all created. We want to say thank you for the job that you did. You stuck it to the class. You stuck to your mission. You got the job done. So give yourself a hand clap because you all provided some very unique solutions. The second course that was so unique was the Successful Business Writer. Writing is not something that you do that's just because. Writing is not just a necessity. Writing is so important for how you showcase your ideas and your talents and what you do every day. Your writing is your personality. The writing course created new insight for email etiquette, new insight for problem solving, new insight toward how you share your ideas. That comes from writing. And you all are some incredible writers. And that course created 12 innovations for new solutions for the City of Winston-Salem. Give yourself a hand clap for that. So I say all that to say that, what we created and what you all did was something special. You all set the gold standard for customer service for the city. No other team has done these type of courses but you. You took the bull by the horns, and you did not stop. You stayed focused, and you got the job done. And that's something from Tate Consulting we're really excited to say we were part of that process. So with further ado, we'd like to give you all your awards for completion. And again, we're just so proud of you. So, Mrs. Annie Brown, if you would step up here for a second, we'd like to give some awards out here for first of all, the World-Class Customer Service Workshop. And the first person we're going to recognize is Mr. Ernest White. So, Mr. Ernest White, will you please come forward? This is so important. Thank you so much, Mr. White, for all that you do, number one. And this is your award for completion, the World-Class Customer Service Workshop. Let's give him a hand clap. Thank you so much, Mr. White. Thank you. We would now like to recognize Mr. Jeffrey Whitfield. Now, it's really interesting in the class how we meet leaders who have some ideas that are so dynamic. Mr. Whitfield, what you had from World-Class Customer Service was very unique. We want to say thank you for all you do. Thank you for how much you represent the city of Winston-Salem, how you keep us safe. Give it up for Mr. George Whitfield, everybody. Yes. Would now like to recognize Mr. Ricky Boston. Oh, he's not present today? Okay, we'll go to the next one, the next person. We'd like to recognize Mrs. Carly, Dr. Carly Dunno to the floor, please, everybody. We are so thankful to have Dr. Dunno. Her insight in the course was extremely dynamic. She shared some ideas, some new innovations, new technology enhancements that's going to benefit the city of Winston-Salem. We thank you for your contribution and what you do for the city of Winston-Salem. Dr. Carly Dunno, everybody. A special person here, and of course, Miss Angela Lindsay. Let's recognize Miss Angela Lindsay for completing the world-class customer service leadership workshop. Really excited for what Mrs. Angela Lindsay did in the class. She shared some insight on customer service that we really needed. She anchors the gold standard. You all have to be proud of her, proud of what she's done to provide some insight and new ideas and new innovation for the city of Winston-Salem. So this is Mrs. Angela Lindsay, y'all. Give her a hand clap. Whoa, here we go. We'd like to recognize this leader, Mr. Tobias Mack. Mr. Tobias Mack came to our class, the World Class Customer Service Workshop. New ideas, new innovation, and his experience in the sector really made for a very dynamic class. We're so thankful for what he did to make this class come to life. Mr. Tobias Mack. Yes, sir. It gets better. The World Class Customer Service Workshop would like to recognize Mrs. Tiffany Martin. Thank you, Ms. Martin, for what you do. Y'all give her a hand clap. She provided some great insight in her sector and her field, and she's also developing the best leaders in the world. Ms. Tiffany Martin, we thank you for completing the World Class Customer Service Leadership Workshop. Thank you so much. Ms. Martin, thank you so much. Give her a hand clap, everybody. Our class it really morphed. We're in the class, and all of a sudden we had more leaders coming off the bench sharing ideas that we had never seen before. And this leader said, wait a minute, what about this? Let's add this to the program. And Mr. Nicholas Geis came in with some ideas, new brainstorming, said, we're not finished yet, keep going, finish the course. So let's recognize Mr. Nick Geis. Thank you so much. Great job, great job. Yes, sir. Well, this leader here came to the class first, sat back, very relaxed, very reserved, a lot of experience, a lot of tenure. Wanted to make sure we had all the T's crossed, I's dotted, but he really helped encourage the class. And sometimes in the classroom, you need some encouragers. And this time, we would like to recognize Mr. Darrell Moody for world-class customer service. He encouraged this team, keep going. All right, the last person we're going to recognize here for this world-class customer service, it's getting close to Christmas time, right? So we'd like to recognize Mr. Christmas for the class. Mr. Christmas, we want to say thank you so much. You really made sure everyone got to the class on time. You kept pushing. We love your insight. We love your intuition that you brought to this class. Again, your team anchored the final leg of world-class customer service. You can now take this on to other departments. We're proud of you, and we're proud of what you've done for this team. So congratulations on receiving the world-class Customer Service Leadership Insight Workshop Award. Thank you so much. Yes. Now, we're talking about writing. Now we're getting back to writing. So the successful business writer, we talked about email etiquette. We talked about peer review. We talked about how to, receiving written communication, what does that look like? How does that affect the perceptions of the city of Winston-Salem? So we talked about, how your tone, we talked about how your attitude, how that affects the perceptions of the city of Winston-Salem. So your writing is very important, and people see your writing before they see you. So we're really excited about this writing workshop and what it did for the leaders in this class and how this is going to snowball into some great things for the city of Winston-Salem. So for our writing workshop awardees, we're going to start with Ms. Tiffany Harris. And again, Ms. Tiffany Harris, will you please come up? Again, this is for the successful business writer. So this is significant. Thank you so much. Our courses at Take Consulting, we believe that when you take a take course, you're not only going to use it at work, you're going to use it at home, and you will use it in the community. We received some phone calls after our workshop in which our now writing workshops are now being leveraged for people when they go home. So now you can help your students with your essays. Writing is a big deal, is a career requirement. So we want to thank you for how that class really snowballed over. So we'd now like to recognize someone, a special leader in our CityLink team, Mr. Kendall Jones in collections, y'all. Let's recognize Mr. Kendall Jones in collections. What was very unique about Mr. Jones in our business writing course, being that Mr. Jones is from the collections department, he shared some insight about how he started to craft new letters for our community leaders. So to help even in that you can speak to your clients a certain way to make sure they get the message that we are the city and we're here to help you. So he created some new strategies for writing to a collections document. Very, very, very beautiful piece of work, and now which our clients, our city leaders can go, oh, I understand he's there for us. So I want to say thank you for what you introduced. That's new innovation. One of those 12 technology enhancements came from you, and we're so proud of you for what you do in the collections team. So thank you. Give him another hand clap, everybody. Another great solution came from Mrs. Tiffany Martin. Come up, Ms. Tiffany Martin. Again, there were 12 solutions that were uncovered through writing. Again, everyone, 12 solutions came from this team from writing. How else can you see the solutions on your team if you don't write them down? And I got to tell you, this team owns the ink pens. They own the pencils and pads, so we can write it down. That's very important. We'd now like to introduce another leader, Miss Angela Lindsay. Will you please come forward, Miss Angela Lindsay? Another innovation came from writing. Ms. Lindsay, I want to say thank you so much. We're proud of you, writing. We got writers. Very good. Very good job. Thank you so much. Will Mr. Ernest White come forward? Mr. White, again, each of these teams had a unique challenge, a unique city challenge, and they were able to write it down to come up with new solutions. And we would like to recognize Mr. Ernest White for completing the successful business writer leadership workshop. Thank you, Mr. White. Thank you so much. We have another leader here. Again, the writers kept coming in our class. What about Mr. Tobias Mack? Come back up here, Mr. Mack. Again, he's a successful business writer. Again, our email etiquette. And I do recall, in the classroom we talked about this email etiquette and how important, people can't see you until they see you writing. And I'm so glad how you brought that to life in your experiences. So we're proud of you, Mr. Tobias Mack, for the successful business writer leadership workshop. Yes, yes, sir. So this leader here in the Successful Business Writer Workshop found some great opportunities for truck breakdowns and how a truck breakdown can affect the routes, how it can affect cost, productivity. This leader wrote it down, a strategy to solve those through our business writing workshop. Y'all give it up for Mr. Jeffrey Whitfield with these new solutions. Yeah. That's bottom line profit, y'all. He's working on profit. Miss Richardson, Miss Chandrea Richardson, I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Give her Miss Richardson, y'all. For her ideas, her strategy, the way she brought this class to life. I want to say thank you for all you do. Wonderful job in bringing your experiences to our course, and you just did a wonderful job. So thank you, Miss Chandrea Richardson, for completing the Successful Business Writer Leadership Workshop. Thank you so much. Y'all like, hold it back. Give it to her. Another leader, again, business writing, it kept going. I'm very encouraged. We wrote the course. We knew it would change the game, but you need people to bring their ideas and bring their experiences to the table. And this leader brought something to the table through his writing that was very, very special. Again, his experience in the city and what he's thinking about, how he's thinking about the client first, and then he's thinking about the safety of his team, really brought some unique ideas through his writing and how robust and how better we can become through writing. So we'd like to recognize Mr. Darryl Moody for the Successful Business Writer. We're going to recognize, so this leader is a special leader for my wife, actually, Miss Andrea Good. And we were in the classroom and we were going through ideas and about, how your ideas can become, they're bigger than what you think they are. Accomplishments and innovations are unique. Nothing is insignificant. When you write them down and you put a strategy around it, you can really share what's really happening in your business and how it can benefit someone else. And in this class, someone and their idea jumped off the page and it just turned into a beautiful piece of writing. Big cost savings opportunity for the city of Winston-Salem came from her writing project. Let's give it up for Mrs. Jacqueline Clayton. Yeah! So our class kept going. Again, we talk about writing. There was another person that wrote something really beautiful. His writing expanded. We got into bullet points, right? Bullet points are very important, right, y'all? You have to have bullet points. Well, we got a person who really knows bullet points now. He really knows some great things about greetings and salutations that changed the game. We had some fun in this course, y'all. Let's give it up for Mr. Terry Russell, y'all. Give it up for Mr. Russell. And again, close to Christmas time, right? Again, business writing is a big deal, and I can't thank you all enough for the opportunity to serve the city of Winston-Salem. We have so much more to offer you. We have a team of great, I'm a PhD. We have two other PhDs, Dr. John Hannon, Dr. Robert Palachek, Ms. Anna Renee Brown, MBA, an incredible researcher, Ms. Andrea Good, Mr. Craig Merritt, a great team behind you with some courses that are game changers. You all have now set the gold standard for writing, for world-class customer service. We have problem solving coming. We have some other courses that are game changers, and we're proud of you. We're proud of what you're doing for the city of Winston-Salem, and we're thankful for the opportunity. And our last person, our last successful business writer, goes to Mr. Chris Christmas. Y'all give it to Mr. Christmas, y'all. Since I have the,
Yes, sir, and I wanted to also recognize our very own city manager, Mr. Lee Garrity, for his presence here today. We appreciate him. Let's give him a hand as well.
Okay, so as I finish out, again, I grew up in Richmond, Virginia. I've been in Winston-Salem now 16 years. I got my doctorate in organization and management with a specialization in leadership. And I'm always taught, my uncle always taught me, always have a poem ready. So when you get what you want in your journey for self, and the world makes you king for a day, just go to the mirror and look at yourself and see what that man has to say. For it isn't your father, your mother, or wife whose judgment upon you must pass. The fellow whose verdict counts most in your life is the one staring back from the glass. He's the one to please. Never mind all the rest, for he's with you clear to the end. And you've passed the most difficult and dangerous test if the man in the glass is your friend. You may fool the whole world over the journey of years and get pats on your back as you pass. but your final result will be heartache and tears if you've cheated the man in the glass, by Peter Dale Wimbrow Sr. So I can tell you all, don't cheat the man in the glass. Give it your best. Do it for somebody else. Know that what you learn today is not just for you, it's for the kitchen table. And at Take Consulting, we fight for the kitchen table to make sure you can learn something at work, you can share it with your peers, you can go home and share it with your family, and then you've learned it. So I want to say thank you for the opportunity. We're here to support you in any way possible. Mr. Garrity, thank you this summer for giving us an opportunity to share what we can do to help the city. We're behind you. Whenever you need us, just call Tate. So my name is Dr. Antoine Tate Good, the president of Tate Consulting, and that's my time. Thank you so very much.